All right, guys, we are on live stream on YouTube, I believe. And thank you for coming to the live stream. We're just gonna do some indoor live stream today, and a lot of you actually were interesting for me to talk about, any news on about China, any news that happening in China, all that kind of stuff. So I was thinking maybe we should talk about it. There's quite a few things we should talk about it. And if you have anything that want me to take a look, we can always take a look and have a chat about it. You can drop at the comment section or the the live stream chat room, and we can go from there. I remember I thought I don't know I saved a bunch of tabs last night, but none of it, none of it saved in here. I thought it would have a memory or something, but okay, that's okay then. When you close down, all the tabs will close down on Chrome. I don't know what's going on there, but that's okay. We can deal with it right now. We can find whatever we want to see right now. I need to put a headphone on. Sometimes on X, sometimes I'm on what's that, Chinese Douyin to check out news inside of China or from other side of perspective, right? Let's see if the audio works.
אני מכיר אותך קצת, את תעשי את זה אם תוכלי.
יכול להיות, אבל בוא נאמר ככה, הצבא צריך לגמור, כמו שעבד בצפון, הוא
I
צריך לעבוד
assume you guys can
בדרום,
hear it too. So, all right.
ולהשאיר...
Okay. One of the video I do want to react. Let me find it. It was in the sea of all the feed right now. Let's do a search. Ah, this one. Yes.
Welcome to Uncensored, Professor Gao. We just heard Victor Davis Hanson, one of America's foremost historians, condemning Mao. Explain to my audience why you think that Mao has been unfairly assessed by history.
Thank you for having me. Yes, perhaps first of all, I might ask Mr. Hanson, have you been to China?
No.
No.
First of all, if you've never been to China, I'm not saying you don't have the qualification to talk about China. Of course, you can criticize about China. You read the news, you check out all the documents online, whatnot. Of course, you can talk about China, but don't don't put yourself into the category of expert. I don't even claim I'm an expert to America. I'm not. I'm just criticizing. I'm just commenting on a lot of social issues, right? And I've been to America too. So this is not defending myself, but if you've never been to China, if you never really get into the culture, talk to the people locally, and I don't think you should be able to call yourself some sort of expert.
You're not a historian on
Have you been
China.
to have you been to Greece?
No, we're not talking about Greece.
No,
we're talking about
no, we're
Mao.
talking about Western civilization. I'm talking about
Yeah,
Western
no, I'm talking about
civilization.
Mao. I'm talking about Mao. I
Well,
don't
we're
think you
talking
have the
about both.
legitimacy. I don't think you have the qualification to talk about Mao and China.
I don't
Because
think
you're
I
not
would be given a
historian on
visa.
China, and you
I
don't
don't think I'd
have
be
been
given
to
a visa.
have not been to China.
Have
So
you been to the
now,
moon, or have you
having
been to
said
the moon?
that,
See, he's starting to throw out. Have you ever been to the moon? Some of this brain rot. Some of these people, if they don't know how to defend themselves, they just throw some sort of absurd argument at you to deflect. Like they just have no argument.
Moon? Can you talk about
having said
astronomy
that,
if you haven't been to the moon? You're absurd.
I mean, are you?
How's the Chinese one absurd? He is the guy actually throwing out some absurd argument right here. I mean, nobody been to the moon, just few astronauts been to the moon, and then hence that everybody can only talk about the moon based on studies.
You're
You're not
absurd.
talking sense. But anyway, let me start answering Piers Morgan's question. Why do I think Mao is a great leader of China and changed China, and the Chinese people think that as well? And this is it's interesting because this is the 50th anniversary of the death of Mao, and if you look at how the Chinese think, both inside the Chinese Communist Party and outside, and ordinary people, and the anecdotal evidence plus comprehensive research, rigorous research, demonstrate that Mao is the founder of.
Why I have to
Think that of China and changed China, and this is it's interesting because this is the this is it's interesting because this is the death of Mao, and if you look at how the Chinese think, both inside the Chinese Communist Party and outside, and ordinary people.
I don't understand. Sorry, guys.
So welcome to Uncensored, Professor Gao.
And this is it's interesting because this is the fifth. Both inside the Chinese Communist Party and outside, and ordinary people, and the anecdotal evidence plus comprehensive research, rigorous research, demonstrate.
You can't resize it. You cannot change it during the live stream. So that's what's happening.
That Mao is the founder of the People's Republic of China, and without him, there would not be a success of the 1949 Chinese Revolution. And China is, as it is today, is due to largely his leadership. So now you're talking about, I mean, Piers Morgan mentioned this, which is a cliche, that Mao was the greatest butcher in the world, like Stalin and Hitler. This is a cliche. It's a total cliche. I don't know why you're still repeating it. No, it's not. It's not.
It's a fact. He was
No, it's
responsible.
not.
He was
That's
responsible.
huge.
Mao was
That's whole-
responsible for the deaths of up to
No.
80 million people.
No, it's not.
So welcome.
Now it's become 80 million people. I remember it was 70 million people. A couple of years ago, I remember it was 40 million people. First of all, you guys saw my live stream at the Changsha, which is there's like sea of people actually go to the Mao's young Mao statues to pay their respect, right, to Mao. And then, well, then of course, Piers Morgan, all these British, European liberals, they pivot into the famine, right? 80 million people, 70 million people, 40 million people. There, I would say 10 to 40 million people, depends on how you count the numbers, and that died. But that was not Mao's command to saying that, oh, I want to kill that many people. That was only he made a mistake. He made mistake. It's overall policies at that time. I have a full article talk about this. This is not only because of Mao. There's there's weather issues. There's also Mao made a mistake for the great leap forward. A little bit putting too much effort in the industrial manufacturing, and a lot of local cadres tends to not reporting the actual number of the farming productivities, right? Then they actually found out 2 years later that some of the villages and some of the places, rural China, are short on food. But within that early 2 years, they actually exporting food to other countries, to Africa's whatnot. It was it was an overall issue at that time in China. So it's not like Mao wants to kill that many people. I mean, all these liberals, they use all this kind of simple one-liners, one-liners to trying to fight you back, to deflect you on such complex issues. So that's something I got problem with all these Europeans. Anyway, let's move on. Well, it looks like the Rabbi Shmuley is having a very interesting time. And Shmuley is just what a name. What a name. Hey, we should check out this one.
Full-size airplane. I mean, look at the size of it. It's 1D1 scale, and yes, it's inflatable. We actually made this in our factory. Can you guess what this is actually used for? And who would buy something like this? I bet you won't guess it.
Oh God, this girl is actually brag about selling decoyed, inflated planes to Iran. Yeah. Well, for sure, you can buy anything you want in China, and a lot of manufacturers, they don't even know who are the buyers. A lot of times they receive the orders from some random people, and it's all offshore companies, shell companies from like Malaysia, Indonesia, or some other countries. Then they ship it to Iran, to Russia, even to Ukraine. That's what's happening. So, uh, are you gonna not allow those companies doing business? How are you gonna do that? I mean, as far as they're concerned, they're selling civilian stuff to some shell companies, and they can say all this plane just for some amusement parks, whatnot. Which
Airplane. I mean, look at the size of it. It's 1D1 scale, and yes, it's inflatable. We actually made this in our factory. Can you
which could be just setting this for some sort of museum, some sort of trade shows. I don't know. You know.
guess what this is actually used for? And who would buy something like this? I bet you won't guess it.
Well, anybody can buy it. If anybody want it, you can buy it. I mean, you can buy it from Taobao, and but right now on Taobao, it's a little bit tricky that if you are overseas, you can't really buy things. They actually restrict a lot of foreign IPs. So when I was using VPN, my IP is always located in either Canada or United States. Then when I visit Taobao, and they were saying that some of the product does not ship to wherever I was, and they're just not let me even check out the product for some reason. So there's something kind of changing right now in China. Well, this poster from X, the Doctor Eli David posting this saying that socialism basically pretending to help people and instead they actually uh, uh, um, not really uh, e- elevate people out of their difficulties, which is I think is completely lie. Hi Cindy, how are you doing? I think it's completely lie because if you look at China, look at the poverty elevation programs, and even a lot of rural China's, even in Xinjiang, even the most controversial issues like the vocational education camp in Xinjiang areas. What the Chinese government actually want to do is giving a letter to the people there to help them to come out of their difficulty times, right? To educate them, give them a tour to help them to get out of the mud um, by themselves. That's what the socialism government did for the people. And this photo is just completely a lie. And of course, all this just random BS, whatever. I'm doing all right. How are you doing, Cindy? Just trying to do a little bit podcast on my stream just for fun, and later on I can use this to cut it out, right? Cut it out, right? We can do this one again. I mean, we can do this one again, and for people who are interested. So this is one of the videos actually went viral this morning. I'm just checking on it, and let me show you guys a little bit. Um,
Welcome to Uncensored, Professor Gao. We just heard Victor Davis Hanson, one of America's foremost historians, condemning Mao. Explain to my audience why you think that Mao has been unfairly assessed by history.
Thank you for having me. Yes, perhaps first of all, I might ask Mr. Hanson, have you been to China?
No.
No.
all right, first of all, of course, Mr. Hanson is gonna get offended, but I have to say that China has 1.4 billion people, and it's a big country with 5,000 years histories. And if you want to be an expert about China and you've never been to China, so all your sources is just found some people talking to you, or you check out the documents from videos or whatever, right? Then you claim to be some sort of expert, but you never really actually participate into that culture, talk to the people, understand how the system works, understand how the history works, then you are not an expert. You are just a grifter.
You're not a historian on
Have you been
China.
to have you been to Greece?
No, we're not talking about Greece.
No,
I'm talking about
no, we're
Mao.
talking about Western civilization. I'm talking about
Yeah,
Western
no, I'm talking about
civilization.
Mao. I'm talking about Mao. I
Well,
don't
we're
think you have
talking
the
about both.
legitimacy. I don't think you have the qualification to talk about the Mao and
Oh.
and China.
I don't
Because
think
you're
I
not
would be given
historian
a
on
visa.
China, and then you
Yeah, I
don't
think I'd
have
be
been
given
to.
a.
Don't think I haven't be able to get a visa. He probably never even applied a visa. He just said, I don't think. Nobody give a shit about you. A lot of like anti-China Chinese who actually left China during the 1989 are able to get in a visa, go back to China. So I don't think the Chinese custom or Chinese immigration would care about you and not be able to get a visa. You can get a visa, but you never really applied for a visa. You never really put in effort to go to China.
I have not been to China.
Have you
So
been to the
now,
moon? Or have you
having
been to
said
the
that,
moon? Can you talk about
having said
astronomy
that,
if you
See, and these people, when they don't know how to deflect back, they just throw out some outlandish, absurd, kind of statement to deflect their deflect their incompetence of answering back. Of course, nobody been to the moon, just few astronauts been to the moon, and that's why everybody can talk about the moon, because everybody are getting the same information from the moon from some open documents about the moon.
haven't been to the moon? You're absurd.
I mean,
You're
you're
an
not
absurd.
talking sense. But anyway, let me start answering Piers Morgan's question. Why do I think Mao is a great leader of China and changed China, and the Chinese people think that as well. And this is it's interesting because this is the 50th anniversary of the death of Mao. And if you look at how the Chinese think, both inside the Chinese Communist Party and outside, and ordinary people, and the anecdotal evidence plus comprehensive research, rigorous research, demonstrate that Mao is the founder of the People's Republic of China, and without him, there would not be a success of the 1949 Chinese Revolution. And China is, as it is today, is due to largely his leadership. So now you're talking about, I mean, Piers Morgan mentioned this, which is a cliche, that Mao was the greatest butcher in the world, like Stalin and Hitler. This is a cliche. It's a total cliche. I don't know why you're still repeating it. No, it's not. It's not.
It's a fact. He was
No, it's
responsible.
not.
He was responsible. Mao was responsible for the deaths of up to 80 million people.
No, it's not.
First of all, now it's 80 million people.
Uncensored.
Now it's 80 million people. There was 70 million people. There was 50 million people. They seems cannot grasp a more firm number on how many Mao killed or whatever it is. It's more like most of the time they just pin down to the Great Leap Forward and the 3-year famine in China at that time. I have a full article talk about this, but in short, there's even Western study from America and saying that there's no like serious famine in China. In the research was done in 1961, and is that because it was all because of the Mao's bad policy at that time? But did he intentionally want to do that? No, it was the entire government has is a new government, and they're just and there's so many like cadres on the ground wants to report like they have a big harvest because of the Great Leap Forward. Instead, that they don't really have big harvest, and causing a lot of deaths throughout that time. So, I have a full article talk about this, and I've been talking about this over and over. That this European liberals, they're just trying to simplify a very complex issue into one or two statement and use that to throw back to you. It's just being lazy, and that's being into a little bit like arrogance and ignorant about this kind of stuff. I can say like capitalism killed millions and millions of people, but we're not gonna do that because every case has its own fact, its own more complex issues behind it, right? Anyway, that's one thing I want to talk about. So how are you doing, Cindy? And for who else is watching, and this is something I want to do for a little bit testing out things. Today we're not doing outdoors. Today we're just doing some political contents. And this is Chinese Douyin, just in case if you guys want to take a look what's going on in here. But that being said, a lot of Israel content, you probably won't be able to see it on Western medias, and I can show you guys here. Probably should search Gaza. And search for the latest one. Sometimes a lot of Chinese media trying to promote a little bit positive images, like what's going on the ground on Gaza. I don't know why it's automatic swipe. Don't do that. It says Israel shot 3 missiles and killed the Gaza chief of the police. Of course, they're gonna call the chief of the police some sort of Hamas militant or something, but that's what it is. It says August 13, Israel attacked the west side of the Gaza city and including some shelters over there.
تحس من الله ونعم الوكيل من اجل لقمه عيشنا من اجل ان نجيب الطعام لعائلتنا قسما بالله ما لحقنا نجيب من المساعدات تحس من الله ونعم الوكيل نستحلفك بالله بعرش العظيم انصر هذه.
By the way, this is September 25th last year.
كل حال عالم حلفتك بكتاب الله لا تتجاهل هذا الفيديو تحس من الله ونعم الوكيل انشر هذا الصوت لكل الحال عالم امان الله يا جماعه قسما بالله منظور في مجاعه كثير كبيره يا امه الاسلام. وقف 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 عندك يا غالي استحلفتك بالله لا تتجاهل هذا الفيديو.
The one of the rocket a couple days ago
长征7号改火箭2020年3月16日首飞失利以来，出现第二次发射失败。北京时间8月10日晚8时02分许，长征
This is a Long March 7's
7号改运载火箭在海南文昌发射中星4B 卫星，于1级飞行阶段1、2级分离前爆炸解体，发射任务失利。新华社当晚确认这一结果，具体原因正在分析排查。哈佛史密森尼天体物理中心天文学家麦克道尔根据公开视频分析，火箭在较低高度和速度下完全解体，载荷与残骸均未进入轨道，主要落入相关海域。爆炸时机接近最大动压点，尚不清楚是异常直接导致爆炸，还是触发了飞行终止系统。长征7号改由中国运载火箭技术研究院研制，是新一代中型高轨3级液体捆绑式运载火箭，地球同步转移轨道运载能力约7吨。本次使用遥16火箭，载荷中星4B 卫星预期提供高轨通信。
Things like do happens though. Do happens. Let me pull China content talk about the soldiers. They don't use public escalators. They just go up with the stairs. It is part of their discipline. They are not supposed to use public service. They try to from their army try not to use as much as the public services as they can while they're in service, while they're in the military. So part of the rule. First of all, this account, the Great Translation Movement, is I think it's some Japanese guy made some sort of anti-China thing. He always broadcasts a lot of like negativity of China. Let's see what he want to say. Let's see what kind of video. Well, obviously this video shot in China and it's posted on Chinese social media already. And this guy basically just reposts all the videos. So it's a brawl. So it's oh, why is gone now? Damn it. Sorry. So some people got drunk and they got into a fight, you know. The white guy, the white t-shirt guy will get caught and because everything is recorded and he will be put into jail by look at it, he will be in jail at least 5 years. At least 5 years. So it do happens. It's 1.4 billion people. And there are drunk people, there are violent people there. It's not like everybody is peaceful, you know. It happens. It's very typical. And accounts like this, they're just trying to focus on all the negativities and a very negative people, especially social issue like this. It gives no nutrition to the audience, just some excitement, whatever. There's nothing to learn from this. What do you want to learn from this? There's nothing to learn from this. Uh, on X, there's a lot of anti-China Chinese in here. So this one says that this is the name, and it used to be the commissar of the Xi'an province, and no, Xi'an city. And in his home, there's about 400 million yuan of cash at home. So basically, he's corrupted. Since the money has been fined, let's search the name, see what's going on with this guy. There's a translation too, you can look at it. So the former chairman of the Xi'an CPPCC and the cashier. Okay. We can find his news, see what's going on there. So all the negative news is saying that he has been caught on Facebook or that. However, on Chinese website, like a Chinese Reddit, there's a lot of rumors saying that he jumped. But however, on November the 1st, which is last year, he was still uh, doing some social works, doing some other works in the community. So um, there's a lot of rumors talking about this, which does not make sense. So there's a lot of rumors out there. Even the video right here, even the video like this right here. We just look at a home with a bunch of cash, but we don't know the actual full context of it. Or that it was just based on some subtitle or caption of the post. So then you got a bunch of people commenting yada yada, which doesn't make any sense. I don't like this. Actually, I think this doesn't even make
that
sense.
allow the AI-powered robot called R001 to manage the flow of traffic and people in the streets and around the clock. It looks just like a real person at first sight, says this pedestrian. Real-life robocops like this have been rolled out in other Chinese cities too, including Chengdu, Hangzhou, and Shanghai. One of the police instructors says the robots work alongside human traffic officers, or they can tap into the traffic lights to work solo. The robocops aren't designed to be particularly fast or fearsome, but they are a key part of a wider strategy.
Yeah, videos is a very popular industry in China right now. A lot of my friends making a lot of money on it. They have companies on it. They're just making a bunch of AI videos. A lot of seniors find it is very entertaining. Yeah, some of you probably didn't see this. That's
Hello guys,
again.
look what we just finished. This is full-size airplane. I mean, look at the size of it. It's 1D1 scale, and yes, it's inflatable. We actually made this in our factory. Can you guess what this is actually used for? And who would buy something like this? I bet you won't guess it.
There's people buying this. So, and they sell this as a civilian product, but a lot of countries like Iran, Russia, even Ukraine buying this from shell companies from South Asia, uh like what was that? They use shell companies buying this as a civilian product, and you can say that to use for some trade shows, right? And that's what you got. It is quiet, guys. It is quiet. Hi, back. How you doing, man? How's Silo? You know, in China, they have the similar place. They do their all rocket launch in Hainan Island. In like, uh, if you know Hainan Island, it's oh sorry, it's just like the ones they do in Florida, I guess. Um, where's the location? Damn it. Don't show that on What's the exact? I don't know if Google Map has a record of it, but it should be around here. Should be around here, which is South China, like like that, South China. So a lot of people actually come over here to to see the to see the launch. Maybe I can find this on Chinese map. Ah, here. So this is where you can see it. So yeah, Chinese map has more Chinese informations. So of course, what I'm talking about. But let me say, a couple days ago, there's one
这是该型号自2020年3月首飞失利以来的第2次失败。此后，从2021年起，连续成功执行10余次高轨任务。截至7月29日，发射天链3号01型，累计17次发。
This is the Long March 7, and it just failed.
实现连续16次成功。此次失利后，发射成功率回落至约88.9%。本次发射是中国2026年第56次轨道发射，也是第4次失败。2026年上半年，中国航天发射规模创历史同期新高，商业发射。
Any Chinese news you guys curious? Want to take a look? Hello, Real Caged. How you doing, man? Let me check. Either way, this one
被控枪杀美国联。
what's that guy? Luigi already confessed it. He committed the murder, and now by end of the year, I think it's November or December, it will have a verdict, like how many years he gonna serve. I think I've been told that it's gonna be minimum 25 years. So
和健康保险公司 CEO 汤普森的曼吉奥内8月14日在法庭上表示，他就其联邦刑事案件认罪，承认自己枪杀了汤普森。这一认罪协议将避免这起案件进入联邦审判阶段，还可能使曼吉奥内得以寻求撤销纽约州的谋杀指控，并推迟即将到来的州审判。2024年12月4日，该案受害人汤普森在纽约市曼哈顿一家酒店外遭曼吉奥内枪击身亡。5天后，曼吉奥内在宾夕法尼亚州被捕。警方还在曼吉奥内的背包中搜出一把3D 技术打印的手枪、一个消音器、一本美国护照、4张假身份证以及一份2页的手写宣言。宣言写道：“暴力。”
So this is basically, you know. At what point? Good question. I'm not a expert on that. Let me see. They're still doing research, talking about.
加油！加油！加油！加油！加油！
Yeah, they're still talking about the reason, what's going on there. Like same as anywhere, you know, they come over to see this. Yeah, but you know, they do want to put a severe punishment to Luigi to make an example out of it. You know, the best scenario for the government itself, they want death penalty, but of course, it's not gonna happen. It was yeah, it was a really early stage, so I would say it's first stage. So I have no idea. You know, I have no idea what's going on. I'm not an expert on rocket launchers. I mean, on space program. Hey Lester, how you doing, man? Good morning. We're staying at home today, so we're not really doing anything outdoor. We're doing outdoor tomorrow. I think this one is fine, right? This one. It's pretty cool. Highland Airline, you don't even need a visa. If you guys want to, go to Highland Island and check out this, you don't need a visa. You can just go. No, this one is fine. This one is fine. This one was launched in July 29th. The entire island right now, the Highland Island in here, which is South China Sea in here, it's it is a separate zone now. So basically, it's similar as Hong Kong and Macau. So they want turn this place into a new kind of import and exporting and trading areas. So for any of the foreigners holding foreign passport or whatever, you can come to here without visa. You can stay here for a month. Anything come out here will not subject to tax yet, unless you want to bring the goods into here, right, into the mainland. So that's what's going on in here, right? I have a few friends having a lot of like real estate around along this line. They're building townhouses and apartments, whatnot. Of course, you know, the nine dash line. A lot of the South Asian countries hate that, which I understand. And also with all these tiny islands in here. I remember when I was a kid. This is my first time seeing it. This is where on the Chinese map. Let me see Google Map. It do shows all this. It do shows this. When I was a kid, all these islands, some of it don't really show. Now it's really obvious in here. Yeah, we can talk about histories, whatnot in here, and also foreign passport. If you take a boat or whatever, foreign passport are not allowed to come over anywhere closer to some of these islands, mostly because it's military. Bag, you should get your passport, man. For Canadians, you can visit the bigger cities, like the porter cities. You can land in porter cities, and you can do 10 days transit. So you can come to Shanghai, stay for 10 days. Within that 10 days, you can visit any of the cities you want to within China, except Tibet. Except Tibet and Tibet. You can visit Tibet, but you need a guided tour. That's what it is. Of course, today, right now, China is talking about the 81 year, 81st year of the Japanese surrendered for the Second World War II. The World War II, not Second World War II. Oh, it's just tax. Boring. Yeah, August 15th. It is today. It's a big thing in China. They talk about the the surrender. Well, it surrendered to KMT. So, but KMT was the Chinese government at that time. So. The only way to go to North Korea right now is you have to go through China. You have to go through China. Remember one of the Michael, the Canadian Michael, one of the Michael. He's a travel agent for facilitate Canadians or facilitate anybody, even Americans, to go into North Korea. Of course, Americans are not going to North Korea, but you have to make a fake passport or something like that to disguise as a Canadian to go into North Korea. Canadians are allowed to go to North Korea, which is fine. So, I think a lot of people come over to here, Yanbian, which is uh, there's a group of Korean people like living in China. They are part of the ethnic group in China, and they live in here. So you can actually come over here and drive down here. And there's some sort of bridge or something you can take a look. You can go through from here. Yeah, yeah. And there's a tourism group in China. You can join to go into Korea if you want to. You don't have to ask your friend. You can do that in here. A lot of people do that. A lot of Chinese go there, and a lot of like Europeans and Canadian. I've seen Canadians go into North Korea. Usually, just go to Pyongyang, which is here. But I don't know what are you going to do there. There's nothing. They're basically like 40 years behind of China. So you go there. There's not much to do. The food probably not even that good. I'm sorry to say that. Maybe just another kind of universe is completely different from uh, United States, Canada, and China. So on Chinese social media, other than that, it's just brain rot. You got a fishing. I got a lot of fishing. Talk about the corrupted governors. Talk about traveling, massage, of course. Odyssey. And a lot of movie stuff. I don't know if you can go into Iran. For NATO people right now, it's really hard to go into Iran or Russia. Might need some special visa, some like a business visa or something.
كيف حالك؟ ليش هيك حامل اخوك؟
انت عصبني.
طيب وين مودياها؟
بدي اروح عرشتنا.
وانت مش تعبانه وانت حاملاها هيك؟
You guys probably already seen this before.
تعبان وين صعب احملها.
She says she has been carrying her sister for an hour now.
انا رايحه.
Oh, this is 2024 news.
في المنتزه البريج؟ طب تعال اخذك معايا.
There's a lot of Gaza news still flowing around in Chinese social media. There's no censorship on that part at all. I can see today is fully all the Japanese surrender news are dominated on Chinese social media today. Let's check out this.
我现在已经被狼群包围了。那么在我身边的呢，就是由中国兵器自动化研究所自主研制的最新一代机器狼群。相比于上一代，它们有了更强健的身躯、更智慧的大脑、更实战化的本领。那么最新一代机器狼呢，可以。
She says it has a better AI, better frame, better the body frame, and
挂载更多的武器设施。那么我们看到，这只机器狼身上背的是微型导弹，这里。 还有榴弹发射器，那么这样的火力呢，能够对目标进行火力压制。根据任务不同呢，这些机器狼有着
This is all designed for suppression, not for accuracy, for suppression.
3个响当当的名字，负责侦查的叫暗影，负责打击的叫浴血，负责保障。
Like shadow, blood, and this is for the support. So different name.
81年前的今天，
我现在已经被狼群。
On Chinese social media, they like to promote more positive stuff in here. By the way, Bag, if you want to go to Russia, you have to have friends there, and they have to give you some sort of invitation letter or something. Then you have to stay your purpose. All right, man. Talk to you later. Yeah. I'm gonna do this live stream short. It's not gonna take too long. Oh, what's this? Holy shit. So this is the Chinese and the Thai Marines joint operation and for outdoor survivals. They're just eating snakes, eating cobra snakes. Drinking snake blood. Jesus. That's tough. That's tough.
"我们已经抵达了事故发生的现场。那么大家可以关注到我身后的这样的一条红线，它就是目前我们能够抵达的最接近事故现场的位置。那么经过现场的初步了解，1名正在被抢救的伤员经过救治，目前已没有生命危险，而7名失联人员的搜救工作也正在进行当中。来，靠边停，靠边停。
Yeah, I think we should listen to this.
If you listen to the full conversation, you very quickly understand what I'm talking about.
You're talking about foreign policy blowback.
Yeah, we're talking about foreign policy blowback.
But you could have phrased it better because it sounds like you're saying people deserve to die.
Of course,
we don't believe that.
Again, in 2019, and then immediately I'm all over Fox News and getting an unbelievable amount of death threats. I'm a big boy; I can handle it. It is what it is. But I went on the Young Turks and famously was like, I should have phrased things better. I apologize for those who I've offended, and I most importantly apologize for giving an opportunity the right to just use this against.
This is a 7-year-old clip that you've already explained disowned. I have the same issue. There are clips of me that I've had to talk about.
Yeah.
Jewish people calling Orthodox Jewish people inbreds is the one you and I texted back and forth many times. Because I was like, why would you say this?
I have a policy of using pejoratives when describing any kind of like ethno-racial supremacist groups.
So you call a lot of people inbreds.
I have an entire compilation of it out there somewhere.
But do you regret doing this contest because you gave a weapon to people to say?
Well, that
clearly sounds anti-Semitic.
Yeah, no, I know, but that one is like super disingenuous because like there's another one that they were like pig dog, where they're like pig dog is anti-Semitic. It wasn't even in the anti-Semitism glossary until they decided it was actually anti-Semitic. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Yeah, exactly. Most people don't even know that that's supposed to be an anti-Semitic term. It's not.
I don't get all this anti-Semitic thing. It's people really just talk about issues, and Hassan is just an internet entertainer. I mean, he has good like ideology that he is good to talk about, but before that, he's trying to do more engagement to his own audience, and he's more. He needs to entertain his audience. That's why his talks sometimes can be a little bit inflammatory. So that's what's happening. Even with the issue of the American deserves 911 remarks, I think he was talking about that the whole issue about the blowback from all the interventions to the Middle East from the American perspective, and causing Al Qaeda rise and causing what happened to the 9/11. So that's why he said that. You know, it's his own it's Americans' own doing of the foreign policy caused the 9/11. That's what he meant, which is agreed by a lot of people. So, Cindy, take it easy. Don't choke yourself on food, on BLTs. It's so good. I want to eat something, but I try not to eat in the morning. I'm trying to do a little bit intermittent fasting. I'm trying to check. I'm trying to track my weight. After that, next month I'm gonna get an Apple Watch and track my blood pressure and heart rate, all that kind of stuff. You won't be able to check your blood pressure on Apple Watch, but there's an algorithm to it. So other than that, trying to be more healthy. I don't even have any water. I need to clean my room a little bit. Yeah, I will see this. This guy used to like him, but now he's completely a Israel shill. He's a Zionist shill. He's a Palestinian. You know that, Nas?
Per capita in the world. This is the country of AI.
I find this video is extremely entertaining. Just watch it with me, right? I'm already tell you that I don't like this guy, Nas Daily. He's a Palestinian, but he's working for Israel right now. So
this is the country of AI. It has more than 2,000 AI startups, the highest per capita in the world, higher than America, India, and China. And everybody is an AI engineer.
I'm an AI engineer.
I'm an AI engineer.
I am an AI engineer.
Building AI startups.
AI for dating.
AI email assistant.
AI that unlocks the web for agents.
AI that accelerates startups.
AI that supports cancer patients.
AI for beautiful design.
There is so much AI that NVIDIA is building their biggest office outside the US here for 10,000 workers, and OpenAI is hiring here. The country is Israel. Small country with only 10 million people, and every skyscraper is full of AI startups. Yes! So why is everybody doing AI? Because they prepared 30 years ago. They spent 7% of their economy on research and development, on technology, every year for 30 years, more than any other country in the world. And when AI came, it was the perfect technology for the prepared. Everyone.
First of all, the most AI developers and programmers, none of his images showed any Chinese in here. But the best AI researchers and the best AI engineers are Chinese. None of these are Chinese, which which actually makes me feel this video is extremely entertaining. Saying that Israel is the top just doesn't make sense. And also now we know ChatGPT is OpenAI's building headquarters in Israel, and NVIDIA, which is very disappointing, is building headquarters in Israel. The bubble, hopefully it will pop. But that being said, some of the lower end like AI tools, for company just reply emails or just doing some like follow up, like customer relation management software to do some follow up. I think it's still handy. It can definitely can reduce some of the workflow, but overall, it's not that great. It's not. We're not there. We're not there. And also, it makes mistakes. I give all my medical report to ChatGPT to take a look. It soften up all my symptoms, which is I find it's a little bit annoying. The RAM cartel. Yeah, the RAM is so expensive right now, Lester. I don't even know. I don't even know how I'm gonna buy a new computer. I want to buy a new computer, but it's so expensive right now. Let's go to the China news, which I always like it. I have a lot of anti-China people in this feed. We're just looking for videos. Hopefully, there's some videos in here. What's this? Scarborough? Oh, okay. I don't know this issue. But we can
to do with
take a look.
what is the response that China takes to the Philippine submission of the
Lester,
continental
you
shelf
should
claim.
watch this.
I am of the view that in 2009,
If you look at the situation today, do you think that there is something that the United States can do, along with partners, to deter China from taking this action?
we'll see in the near future. A lot of this is going to have to do with what is the response that China takes to the Philippine submission of the continental shelf claim. I am of the view that in 2009, it was the joint Malaysia-Vietnam continental shelf claim in the South China Sea that first very directly and openly challenged China's rights and interests within the 9-dash line. That was a real provocative moment, I think. And so if the Chinese see this as similarly direct and openly provocative, we could see, an escalation that is quite significant. Short of actually withdrawing that claim, I'm not sure that there's a lot of room for negotiation at this point, because the Chinese see this as such a direct and such an open flaunting of not just their interests, but of their growing sense of a right to have a leadership role in the region, and the others have to follow. I don't know that there's a lot that could be done short of seeing the Philippines withdraw the claim, which I would be surprised if the Philippines were willing to do.
I don't think the Philippines were willing to withdraw the claim about all this. And the 9-9, based on Chinese history, and the Chinese claim that because of the Zhenghe, all that. And like you said, they say, "Oh, how the U.S. gonna intervene?" U.S. already intervened. U.S. already like spent a lot of efforts on Philippines to interfere all this already, and with all the military bases along all this, there's like I don't know 100 bases around this area already. So, and so far there's no military actions between Philippines or China. It's more about the Coast Guard throwing water guns, which can be a little bit damaging the boat, whatnot, but nothing, nothing really using firearms, whatever. So it has to be. It has to be. I think, frankly, I do think China should take a little bit of leadership roles in this region, in this Asia region. The reason being is China has been not taking any leadership in this area. China has been spending all the time and money and resources just trying to build itself. So, and a lot of people actually complain about China not really taking a little bit responsibility internationally. So, in order to have China to take more responsible stuff internationally, you can start with Asia. I think it's a good direction to do it. I think China should do a little bit. Uh, the Chinese government, I do understand their mindset. They just want to, spend the money on the Chinese people and grow. But at a certain point, the influence has to grow a little bit too, has to take a little bit more, because with all the trade, with all the BRICS, with all the Belt and Road Initiative, and China actually influences the world quite a bit right now. So you don't have to do any military influence, but political wise, definitely, economic wise, definitely. Exactly. It is defined by the Treaty of Paris. That's part of the thing that. But I do understand the fishermen. I do understand Vietnam is not happy about it, all that. But you know what? I think we'll talk about this part, is already allowing Vietnam to come over here. This part is the Vietnam, their ship can come over here to do all the fishing activities or not. Just don't come over close to here. I think along this line, they have a couple islands in here. They do whatever they do in there. The most controversial island. But nothing military. It's just Coast Guard conflict. We have two White House staff members just quit. I think because Trump let them die on the plane. Both of them just left the job. So there you go. Actually, I think this guy is a tough guy. Look at his face. I watched some of his interviews and his talks. He's really tough. But now he's gone. I hope Philippines don't fall into that trap. Be an attack dog of America and ruin its own economy. Trump is very paranoid right now. I think he's very paranoid right now. I think he's so afraid that he's getting assassinated. There's a report that talking about that the first assassination attempt, the one that he got shot by the ear, and he was stunned. He was stunned, and after that, since then he always afraid of being assassinated. Now Iran, I think, I think, even they say that's to America or whatnot, but I don't think they're gonna be that brutal about like doing all the assassination to Trump. I think that because Iran still want a future of their country. They don't want to stuck into war forever. So if they actually did assassination to Trump, that's gonna be worse for them. They're gonna have a few with United States for like ever, like real few forever. So I don't think they're gonna assassinate Trump. I read some report that saying that it was Israel trying to brainwash Trump, that saying that he is in assassination danger from Israel. So Trump actually listened to that and got himself into some mental issues and all that. So I feel sorry for Trump actually. Hey Zach, how you doing, man? Long time no see. What up? We're just doing a little bit podcast, talk about news, whatnot. So anybody can participate, and we're just showing you some news here and there. They've been always drugging Trump. He is 80 years old and he has a lot of issues. He's been drinking a lot of Diet Cokes. I assume his liver and kidneys not will function properly. And that's why he has this yellow face. And that's why he has swollen ankles. Because his liver cannot digest all the toxins he injected himself for so many years. He was still drinking Diet Coke and eating McDonald's. There's a lot of processed toxins in his body, and they put him on so many drugs, whatnot. So.
你看花儿多红啊，
So the news saying that the kids come to this retail store trying to buy some stuff, but there's nobody in the retail store, and he's just showing the cash to the camera.
你看世间朗朗有光照，留了树荫送我乘凉。你看你拉住我的模样。
把买的东西就一件一件在这个监控面前展示，而且是360度无死角的。我看完这一幕就特别感动，这种品德真的是难得。他下次如果来买东西，我一定会免单，而且还会奖励他。
Thank you, LG. I'll be doing the walking tour tomorrow. So today I just want to stay at home, do a little bit podcasting, live stream stuff, talk about news. We don't have much audience in here, but that's good. That's okay enough for me. We're just trying to check out some news and do some reaction and talk about it. Ah, there's a new news in China that we can take a look.
哥哥，哥哥，没看到吗？不可能啊！你看那，你看可乐呀，看字，哥哥。
这样的。
So this is from the CCTV, which is the central broadcast of China. They're talking about those evening live stream, and they're talking about a lot of like those evening live stream. Not only they do evening live stream, they also do some holding, like they use some secret code to tell their audience that they're willing to do some other stuff.
是一张静止的图片，网络主播以声音的方式和网民交流。
可乐跟你说话呢，哥哥，看字，哥哥。
在评论区的上方有这样一行字：不懂打22。
It says if you don't understand what's going on, type 22.
记者发送这个数字后，直播间的管理员立马回复消息说要。
Then, if you type 22, the host will ask you to follow each other.
关注他的账号，随后对方账号就发来了消息，而这句丢了眼睛即可完，对方使用谐音替代了关键词。所谓的眼睛指的是墨镜，是该平台直播。
So it says if you gift her a sunglass, which is a gift from those what was that? Those TikTok and Douyin or that.
的一种礼物类型，整句话的意思是。
Oh, if you gift a sunglass, then you can play.
在这个直播间刷一份礼物就可以解锁下一步。果然，刷完礼物后，对方立即发来了私信，要求。
So basically, he gave her a sunglass, the gift. Then she asked for the contact information.
添加他的社交账号，接下来的聊天将离开直播间所在的平台。对方添加好友后，很快发起了语音通话。
这是一个线上一个打视频、开视频的，然后就是你可以提要求、可以听指挥的这些，就是完婚的，不是。
Oh, okay. So basically, some of the girls in the evening live stream, they just doing all this evening live stream, and they're actually selling a service. So like online chat service with possible nudity and some other stuff. So that's what's happening in China. And the Central State TV talk about this. That means all this account will be eliminated really soon. Thank you, LG. I'll take a look. I'll get everything more organized. I appreciate your opinion. I appreciate the suggestion. I'll look into it. Yeah, I will create a playlist on that part.
2 200的话，就是除了脸哪儿都可以看，就不说那么直白。
虽然对方一直强调不说那么直白，但是又不断暗示可以付费裸聊，至此，一条完整的从网络
礼物在直播被色情引流污染。
Porn is illegal in China, so just so you guys know. There's some flooding going on in Zhejiang province. Oh boy. It says 1 dead, 3 lost, 3 missing in action. So probably 4 deaths. There's a lot of flood happening in China this year for some reason, and a lot of drought happening in heat waves happening in Europe. So absolutely, the weather patterns are getting a little bit crazier. A landslide happened in Gansu province. It's actually near a campsite.
今天13:40，位于甘肃省定西市渭源县的双石门景区突发山火。灾情发生后，当地多部门救援力量赶赴现场，全力开展应急救援和人员转移工作。经现场核查确认，截至17:40，有10人遇难，23人受伤，营救出人员174人。目前现场的救援仍在进行。
8月14日。
I need to get a Conhab T-shirt to show I'm from Canada. Just a mudslide happens. A lot of infrastructure was built maybe 40, 50 years ago, 60 years ago. It was not really up to the code. So when disaster happens, it might just causing this kind of stuff. And that's why the Chinese government actually putting more effort into refurbish some of the older infrastructures these days now. Well, there's a lot going on right now. If you guys want me to show you guys something, I'll do some research. If you guys want to talk some issues, we can talk about it. Other than that, it's 11 already, so I'll take a break. I think it's fun. I mean, some of my friends like it. I'll take a break today, all right? And I will see you guys tomorrow. This is just a short podcast today, all right? I need to work on some other stuff now. Thank you, Cindy. Thank you, Lester, Zach. Thank you, Zach. LG. I'll look into my YouTube channel. I'll get things more organized. And thank you for you guys to watching the videos on YouTube. I really appreciate that. All right. Thanks for coming, guys. I'll call it off today. Yeah. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Let me figure out some contents where I should go tomorrow.